Ever since I've been set free from the traps of covert narcissists, my life has never been the same. Over the past 3 years, I've dedicated myself to helping others escape toxic relationships, just as I have. And yet, one of the biggest changes that I've noticed in my life is that I currently have no friends. What's stranger than that is I'm okay with it. Maybe I should clarify what I mean when I say I have no friends. Obviously, I have a household of people who I'm responsible for and who I care for deeply. I have coworkers and people I work with who I'm responsible to and committed to. So these people don't count. I suppose what I'm referring to when I say I don't have any friends is I'm currently lacking the typical cultural identification tag. I'm not a part of any group identification. I don't do bourbon nights or whiskey nights, poker nights or trivia clubs or softball leagues or bowling leagues, none of that stuff. And yet, I'm stepping into this place where I'm more fulfilled in life than I've ever been before. All right, so like many of you, I was brought up in the public education system while my parents were hard at work. And this automatically puts you in this place where you are trying to fit in with other youth. In fact, you're encouraged to do so, to get along with other people. And so right off the bat, you're starting to form this group identity. And now I understand the importance of being able to get along with other people, especially at an early age. But I think it's just as important, if not more important, to be able to be guided towards your true, authentic self. And when you're spending all your time trying to fit into a group, you discover group identity, but you never really fully understand who you are as an authentic individual. And this was me. Now, for those of you who don't know my story, about 4 years ago, I moved from Southern California to the Midwest. I left the place where I was born and raised and all the connections and all the group identity that I had. And I knew that when I got to the Midwest, I would have to start completely over 4 years ago. But something happened. I dedicated all of my time to discovering my authenticity and to just working and giving from within myself based on all my life experiences. And I never took the time to develop or make new friends. And so for the past 3 to 4 years, I haven't had any friends. And so I want to share with you the most important things that I've learned about not having any friends and living from a place of true authenticity. All right. Only now that I'm living from a place of authenticity am I able to see just how much validation I used to get from friendships and group identity. Here are the things that I've learned over the past 3 to 4 years without having any friendships. The first being that time is such a valuable thing. And I would never say that friendships is a complete waste of time. However, I would suggest that without having an individual authentic self with ambitions and goals and things that you're aiming at in life, that a lot of time spent with friends can absolutely be wasted. And time is not slowing down for any of us. We have a very limited amount of time in this life. And I don't know about you, but it seems like time is going a whole lot faster for me. And I found myself in this place where I am excited to be my most productive in life and making sure that I am just giving out from who I am, as opposed to wasting time doing nothing with friends. The next thing that I've learned is that it is so much easier to find your true authentic self away from friendships. When you are within friendships and you're within that dynamic, it's real easy to try to conform to that group identity. You feel like you belong, you have a sense of belonging. But when you get away from that group dynamic and you're forced to live from within, you're forced to find your own identity, you become truly authentic. It's very hard to be authentic yet try to fit in with other people. Naturally, you're just going to start to conform. That's the tribal mentality. But true authenticity comes from a lot of self-isolation, if you will. I think that during this pandemic, a lot of people are going to be discovering their true authentic selves. The third thing is that I've learned to become self-validated. When you're in a group dynamic, your validation starts to depend on what those people think of you. All of a sudden, if you're not called, if they're not inviting you, you feel invalidated, you feel down, you feel depressed, right? Because you need that validation because that's your identity. So when you're away from friendships and you're away from the group identity, you become validated from within and you don't need other people to make you feel good. This is an important part of self-validation. And finally, the fourth thing that I've discovered is without outside friendships, there's less toxicity, less narcissism, and less drama. When you are involved with friends, or anybody for that matter that you are allowing into your life, you bring in all of their baggage, all of their drama. You are merging your life with theirs. We don't often think of it that way, but you do. And so you're adding their toxicity into your life. And this is why it's so important to know who you are. That way you can know who you're hanging out with, if this makes sense, right? You know what not to allow into your life. So I've discovered there's a whole lot less drama going on. I focus on my own drama in life, if that makes sense to you. I would never say that friendships are completely bad. As a matter of fact, friendships are necessary. But what's even more necessary is the need for us to identify with our true authentic selves. Only from our authentic selves can we choose our friends wisely. Not only choose our friends, but choose our family.